Today, we are going to open and brew a beer kit that is over 100 years old.
That came off very simple.
Oh, dude, look at that.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Look at that. Look at that.
Ooh.
Hopefully, no botulism. If you're a home brewer or have a family member who is a home brewer, you've probably seen beer kits. Generally, a beer kit comes in a box, and you've got dry malt extract and hops and yeast, and sometimes like a bag for the grain. And then there's Mr. Beer Kits, which is a similar experience, but the malt extract actually contains the hops, so it's really just a dump it in, set it and forget it kind of deal. That is very similar to the home brewing kit we're taking a look at today. This is an Ambrew beer kit, and best we can tell, it's from around 1918, maybe 1919. It is over 100 years old. And we know that for a few reasons. For one, it doesn't contain any disclaimers. And we'll talk about those disclaimers in a little bit, but this tells you how to turn it into beer. For two, Ambrew seems to have gone out of business sometime during Prohibition, and so it couldn't have been made after Prohibition because they didn't exist. Somebody bought this. It sat on a shelf or in a cupboard or in a barn for over 100 years, and then I bought it for perhaps too much money. So big shout out to the members and patrons of this channel. It is because of your investments that we are able to make videos like this happen. If you'd like to join the channel, there's a join button directly below this video. The United States has a rich history of brewing. English colonists began brewing beer shortly after settling in Jamestown in 1607. They imported English ale and soon began brewing it themselves. New Amsterdam, now called New York City, became a brewing hub in the 1640s and 1650s, with several breweries serving a population of about 1,600 people by 1664. Colonists utilized local ingredients like corn, wheat, oats, persimmons, and even green corn stalks for brewing. Molasses was also used in brewing, tying it into the colonial molasses trade. Women were the primary brewers, with figures like Mary Lyle, who inherited her father's Philadelphia brew pub in 1734, becoming the first recorded female brewer in the colonies. By the 1800s, industrialization was everywhere, and by the late 1800s, there were over 4,000 breweries operating in the United States, many operated by immigrants bringing in traditional recipes. So as commercial breweries were able to grow and expand, homebrewing experienced a rapid recession and really kind of only kept a stronghold in rural areas or areas where they couldn't access commercial beers, and so it was kind of a necessity if they wanted to have a beer. Enter the Ambrew Company. They were a little bit pioneers in the homebrewing space, and there's not a whole lot of record of other companies doing what Ambrew was doing at that time in the early 1900s. The Ambrew Company, officially known as the American Products Company, was based in Cincinnati, Ohio. They operated in the early 20th century and specialized in providing homebrewing supplies, particularly during the challenging Prohibition era. Ambrew offered comprehensive brewing kits that featured concentrated beer extract, which is the core ingredient for brewing a beer, instructional booklets, which were guides detailing the brewing process, price lists and catalogs of available supplies and other equipment, and of course order forms so you could order new equipment by mail. And it seems, based on the research I did, that they kind of operated like a multi-level marketing company, where you could buy a bunch of Ambrew kits and then do like a door-to-door business where you would sell them off to people. And what's kind of funny about that is they do have advertising on the side of the box. 1 cent a glass, Save yourself some money. Don't go down buying steam beer. You can make your own. So in 1920, Prohibition hit, and they outlawed alcohol nationwide, unless you were one of the privileged folks who could get a prescription for alcohol. And so that made homebrewing really kind of a weird, murky spot. And companies like Ambrew would still sell kits. They would just advise you against a few certain things you shouldn't do because it might turn into alcohol if you were to do those things. kind of a like, no, don't mix this with water and put the yeast in there. Ooh, that might turn it into beer. So these kits would be sold as concentrated beer extract or malt sugars or whatever, and contain labels not to add yeast and water. Wine was done the same way. They would sell a brick of grape solids and warn you not to put it in water and leave it for a couple weeks because it might turn into wine. And Cincinnati was kind of the perfect place for Ambrew to operate their business. They had a rich brewing history with numerous breweries established by German immigrants in the 19th century, and the city's over-the-Rhine district was a hub for brewing activity, making it a fitting location for Ambrew's operation. So Prohibition hits, and it is near impossible to find alcohol anywhere without really breaking some laws. And so these kits still remained popular where you could find them and inspired a whole subculture of basement and bathtub brewing. I love that these regulations stopped no one who had even an ounce of determination to keep brewing. And the folks moving alcohol were even more creative. Bootleggers would use shoes that looked like cow hooves to hide their tracks. And everything was kind of kept a secret within the household. And there's a classic poem that is inspired by this culture of Prohibition brewing. It goes like this. Mothers in the kitchen, washing out the jugs. Sisters in the pantry, bottling the suds. Fathers in the cellar, mixing up the hops. Johnny's on the front porch, watching for the cops. So after Prohibition ended, there was a 45-year stretch before homebrewing was legalized nationwide by Jimmy Carter. President Carter signed House Resolution 1337 and legalized homebrewing for personal use. And then many states followed by laxing their laws on homebrewing as well. This legalization sparked a resurgence in homebrewing, with homebrewing clubs being founded, homebrewing books being published, like The Complete Joy of Homebrewing by Charlie Papazian. The hobby exploded and became even more popular with Gen Xers. And then it's experienced its ebbs and flows over the years, but during the pandemic, we saw a huge resurgence in homebrewing. So the desire is there. The desire has kind of always been there. And so we're excited to give you a look into what a homebrewing kit pre-Prohibition looked like. This is the Ambrew beer kit. So I invited my friend Garrett from the YouTube channel Man-Made Mead over to my house one evening. We cracked this sucker open and we brewed a 100-year-old beer kit. So I am here. My buddy Garrett from Man-Made Mead it's right there. We're in my dining room because the rest of the house is like a disaster. So I felt like it was easiest to do this here. So we have the 100-year-old homebrewing beer kit here. I've got water boiling. So this says it is for 5 gallons of beer. However, I weighed this can. It's supposed to be 14 ounces and it's like 9. I think over time it has evaporated. There is a likelihood that bugs got in here. Anything that's been...
Even before this, I have ours templated to make 5.
It's a small can, isn't it?
That's like super
A
concentrated.
little 3-point, Oklahoma style beer. Dissolve the entire contents of this package in 1 gallon of water using a suitable pan or kettle. Here, okay. I might have f***ed up already because I have not read the instructions. You're supposed to also add 4 cups of granulated sugar to this. So I might have to sanitize the bucket. So the first thing I've got to do is open this can, this 100-year-old can.
You ready? I'm ready. Where's the poof? For the snake. One of the two.
Do you know what this kind of reminds me of? Did you ever have like Nestle Quick when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And it comes in those like metal
Oh,
hands?
yeah. That came off very simple.
Oh, dude, look at that.
Oh, wow. I mean, that's a chunk of something.
Oh, wow. Okay. The texture is hard to describe. It's like a dry cookie. Oh, shit. Okay, I thought I had gone through the side, but I did not. Don't mind me, I'm just breaking up my malt extract.
Joe, maybe this is the new way to do it.
I'm gonna try and do this in the most like camera-friendly way possible.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, there's an aroma.
Look at that. Why do you put it in the bag? We didn't see any bugs or anything. You
No.
speculated that there could have been some
critters.
critter activity.
Okay. Making a stout.
Oh, that's smell.
Woo! Does it smell like beer?
Yeah, it smells like beer.
It does smell like beer.
Shockingly.
Okay, I think I need to get a spoon.
What's the? I gotta ask. What's the hop component here?
So it's hopped malt extract. So it's like,
Oh, okay.
you ever make a Mr. Beer kit?
I never have actually.
Okay, so the Mr. Beer kits are the hops are infused into the malt extract.
I see.
And so this is done the same way. Okay. It's mostly broken up. This is so dark. What do you think? You think I should leave it in the bag, or do you think like all the bits and bobs should go ahead and go in?
I have bits and bobs, dude. It's been 100 years. Why not leave the bits and bobs? That's the character.
The next, you know, the next step to this is we got to send this off to competition.
Lube on it. The biggest beer comp that has 1,500 entries.
The Kellogg brothers, the cereal guys, Kellogg's. The one of them was like really against caffeine and invented his own coffee that wasn't that wasn't made of caffeine.
Interesting.
It was made out of like grain or something. It smells like that. Okay, I think you're right. I think we dump all the bits and bobs in here.
Oh,
I did it.
bits and bobs.
The bits and bobs are in. Okay. It actually kind of smells good.
It does.
This makes sense why they were able to sell this the way they were. If you're throwing your own sugar into it.
100%. I mean, I wonder what percentage of this is sugar from the malt versus
We're just cane sugar.
70 points of gravity. And then it would have been interesting if you had taken a reading before, but it was too late now.
Too late now. I gotta say, dude, I have high hopes for this.
I don't know. It's super hard to say. I do think the yeast was almost packed better, but it's in like a cardboard, which is odd.
Kind of everything about how this is packaged is odd, but I guess they were kind of just making it up back then.
Don't catch yourself.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Interesting.
Okay.
Kind of looks like you just want to take a bite out of this. You know, just a couple little cookies.
Oh, it's even got an imprint on it.
I thought that said White Labs.
That's like crazy, dude. Okay, this is boiling, so I think we're done with this.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Don't mind me, I'm just in here making a flippin' beer from 100 years ago.
No, it's just like someone from a million years ago, too. It's
Do I?
Yeah. The tattoos and all. It's really... Sakun. Oh, no. Oh.
I just like the irony.
Poetic.
The irony.
The 1020-ish?
Yeah. You think we should put a little more sugar in?
Yeah.
I think we should put a little more sugar.
Pretty weak beer. I mean,
Let's get up to 1040.
I wonder what it was. I guess they weren't tracking those numbers. This was the Brewsy style.
2, 3. Stir, stir, stir.
Update.
I'm gonna call it 1.040. It looks like it's right on the line.
Okay.
We'll put the yeast in the morning, and then this, according to the tin, this is supposed to ferment for 3 days undisturbed.
Wow.
And then, as soon as the sweet taste disappears, the brew's ready for bottling.
So, long story short, I lost the footage pitching the yeast, but the yeast pucks did not take off. I gave it 48 hours and there was no yeast activity. And because of how much we spent on this kit, I wasn't that interested in letting it end up, getting infected and going moldy. So I pitched in a packet of US-05, which is just a regular run-of-the-mill ale yeast. It took about a week and a half to 2 weeks to ferment, and then I let it sit for another 2 weeks before I bottled part of it and I kegged the other part of it. And so now we have for tasting a truly pre-Prohibition beer. So drink responsibly, but here's hoping that Prohibition never returns in any form in America so we can keep on drinking the Devil's Hooch.
knew a man named Tipsy Joe had a flask in every coat. He kissed his lamppost thinking it was his darling in a boat.
Alright.
He danced with goats, he sang to hats, he courted a raccoon.
Reach now.
And tried to bribe the mayor's wife with the rusty old spittoon. Oh, the bottle makes you dizzy, makes your morals loose and slouch.
Get on.
It'll turn your tongue to jelly and your spine into a couch.
Oh, now.
You'll gamble with your preacher, trade your shoes for one old smooch.
Yeah, boy.
So heed this holy warning, don't drink the devil's hooch.
Bring it home.
Miss Sally sipped a little gin and tried to join the choir. She sang so loud the rafters shook and set the pews on fire.
Yeah, girl.
She swore the Lord was doing jazz and stomped the ragtime beat. Then the deacon fainted clean away and fell into the street.
Sing it.
Oh, the bottle makes you foolish, makes your brain forget to think.
Get on.
You'll serenade a scarecrow and propose to your own sink.
Oh, now.
You'll end up in a barrel, rolling straight to being a mooch.
Yeah, boy.
So tie your lips with prudence, don't drink the devil's hooch.
Ooh, now. No video this comprehensive would be complete without actually tasting the 100-year-old.
We don't
beer.
have to taste it. You
Okay,
can just
get rid of it. So, you've been here for the whole ride. We talked about Prohibition. We talked about what that meant for homebrewing and where we are now.
I heard it was a real bummer. Prohibition was.
Prohibition sounds like it sucked, dude. And then you saw my buddy Garrett here came over. We made the 100-year-old beer. It fermented. This bottle is bottle conditioned. So for those of you who don't know, bottle conditioning means that you put it in a bottle with some sugar. The yeast eat the sugar and turn it into carbon dioxide, thus carbonating your beer. I felt like that was really the appropriate way for us to taste this because that's how they would have been doing it in 1918.
No, they probably weren't kegging.
Not a lot of keezers around back then. So I did keg the rest of it.
Oh, okay.
I do have like 4 gallons of this in a keg. I bottled a handful of bottles so that way we could try it. So this is about as authentic to the experience as you could get, other than the fact that I did have to use a different yeast because I couldn't get the yeast going. Now, on his channel, you will see a video. I gave him one of those pucks of yeast. He was able, over the course of 3 days, to culture it up, build up a colony, and get it to ferment a mead. So he did that. We tasted that. So there'll be a link down in the description to his video. We're kind of releasing these at the same time. So you can actually see what happens with the 100-year-old yeast. But here we have the 100-year-old malt and hops.
I can't wait. I was there, and it looked pretty interesting.
The whole thing was a fun learning experience to kind of like learn about how homebrewing kits were done back then and to like open it up for the first time and see all the stuff. Like it's a cool
Yeah, it
experience.
was cool.
I think I talked about it like pulling somebody's action figure to display off the wall and ripping it open.
Right.
And now we're getting to rip it open.
There it is.
Look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Let's drink a beer.
All right. A little cloudy, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold it against a 100-year-old beer.
Honestly, it was pretty cloudy in the carboy too.
Now,
The instructions didn't really say anything about bottle conditioning, so I don't know if they were just drinking this flat back then or what, but I wanted some sparkle. It doesn't hold much head, you can see,
No.
but there's definitely plenty of CO2
yeah.
jumping up from the bottom, but no head on this.
You know, it's maybe to be expected.
No,
I don't know. My bar is real low.
I have a feeling all the hops oils that would help hold a head in a beer are long destroyed. So
Shelf life's maybe 2 years at that point. Whoa, how is...
it smells almost chocolatey.
It does.
Nutty,
Yeah.
biscuity.
My brain's going to like a candy kind of nose too for some reason.
Like,
Oh, okay, maybe it's not it. Those peanuts, the circus peanut,
oh God, I hope not.
like a little bit of that. It's not the full smell, but there's a
I would call it an oxidized smell, a dry
Little bit.
fruit smell.
yeah.
But you're right. There's a candy thing. Should we drink it?
Let's drink it.
Hopefully, no botulism.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh,
Whoa.
well,
Yeah, there's.
that's certainly weird. It's fruity.
It's fruity. Yeah.
It tastes like fruit juice.
What on earth? I don't know what that's coming from.
It's citrusy.
Uh-huh.
No, there's definitely like an almost orange candy or orange soda adjacent kind of flavor in there. Citrus.
There's a little bit of the oxidized-y thing you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Like a little bit of that cardboardy kind of.
How unusual.
But yeah, the flavor profile is not at all what I expected.
No.
It would have been interesting now, going back in time, to take a little piece of that malt off and like hadn't tasted it.
It did not look like something I would want to put in my mouth.
I mean, we're pretty much doing that right now.
It's been through fermentation. It's been
Yeah.
boiled, you know.
It's not great, but it's also not. I don't know. It is drinkable.
Zesty and light and effervescent. It's almost.
It's got like a caramely kind of note there
It's
too.
kind of like a nectarine flavor.
You
know what I mean? It's not just citrus. It's like almost peach,
Yeah,
but still kind of plummy.
yeah, like leathery fruit kind of.
Yeah, that is fascinating.
Not at all what I expected to come out of this brew.
No, and I would say probably not what it tasted like if somebody had actually brewed this when they.
Yeah,
bought it in
I don't
1919.
think that the flavor profiles were promoted as orange zesty plums.
I mean, presumably this is largely due to oxidization and age and breakdown and probably, solar radiation destroying
Aliens.
Yeah, I mean aliens. But presumably this drank more like a pale ale or an amber, something like that
Yeah.
back then.
Not maybe there's that hop in that. Whatever that hop was because nowadays there's like Galaxy hop. There's like this. I mean they weren't going that crazy. I think hops were pretty one path.
Pretty the run of the mill, yeah. Garrett, thank you so much for coming over and being my cameraman for this. Make sure to check out his channel. Like I said, he was able to get the 100-year-old yeast going, so you want to hop over there.
It'll be live the same time as this one, so if you're just watching it, you can go back to back.
If you aren't already subscribed, subscribe to his channel, subscribe here, and if you'd like to join, you can click that join button below this video.
Heard you got a 200-year beer kit you're looking at.
Yeah, it's I have Stone Age beer kit, actually.
Listen, you want to see it? Go on down.
Found it in a cave. Ugh. Brand beer. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Garrett. Thank you all for watching. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers.
Homemade brews and various how-tos, everything from meat to roast, bake creation, fermentation, inebriation, doing the most.